14th of March today. As you can see, we had CPI. I've got the data terminal data results on my screen here on Trading Economics. So we can see here the core inflation is actually all came out as pretty much predicted, or as pretty much as a forecast and consensus. And nothing really changed apart from actually a slight decrease from a previous in the inflation rate year on year. Nothing really changed in the core. I mean, minus 0.1%, not too big of a change. So overall, inflation is still quite high, but this does feed slightly more into the Fed pivot narrative rather than the dollar domination. We had wanted to see, and I have pointed out on my trading view here, that we wanted to see a higher than expected, meaning more rate hikes were to come. It would give us fuel that dollar domination narrative. We didn't get that, unfortunately. So we are also seeing now a lot of ranging, right? We've got PPI tomorrow, and we're just waiting for FOMC on the 22nd as well. So with all the current economic climbing that happened over the weekend, markets are a little bit on edge. The VIX has slowly calmed down a bit more, so volatility has reduced since Monday. But we're going to quickly go through today's trades. So we have gold predicting, even like I said, we were in a range at the time, so either sells below 1902 were very valid to continue down, or buys above 1912, right? Back up to 1920 were very valid. Neither of these really occurred. The buys definitely didn't occur, and the sales for 1902 were short-lived. We'll talk through them briefly. And then for GJ, same again, we're in an intraday range, back into the range that we were on previously. We'll show that on the chart shortly. And you can see here that the fundamentals we talked about with GBPJPY, so unemployment rate, came out the same as previous, and no real change at all. And the US CPI didn't really affect us too much. If anything, pound is gaining a bit more strength after the whole Silicon Valley Bank collapse, and the UK HSBC actually buying up all of the issuing errors that occurred, with the depositors' money actually being lost because of a risk or an investment risk gone wrong from Silicon Valley Bank and their leaders at the time. So here, click play. Predicted buys. I mean, sells if we start breaking below 162 again to retest lows, but we never fed that. We never fed that narrative in terms of yen getting more strength. All the situations were sorted, so we got buys and back to the strength in pound. And if we have a look now at our trades today, so just about a 2% loss today. Unfortunate, but we'll talk through the trades and why. First trade was gold, so we waited until CPI to take any trades, and as you can see, our trade was here. So first trade of the day was at we took a trade once it broke below our key levels, and our key levels that we were looking at the time were just below 1902. We missed the push straight away from 1902, which was a break of this level here. It was very impulsive, missed that, so I took the second break, which was down here, just as valid. However, we rejected very much straight away, so it closed pretty much at break even. We rejected, I couldn't see what we rejected. It was an impulsive move. I didn't want to hold on to it and get greedy. Closed if it wasn't going to continue in my favor. There wasn't enough catalyst, or it wasn't enough of volume to push further, which makes sense. So we're just bouncing in a range now. So apart from the missed 1902 sells, don't think there's many other trades you could have taken. At least here you would have taken some profit at the key levels. And if we hop over to the GBPJPY, we can have a look and see how we played the bias of buys. Unfortunately, we missed out on a lot of buys during London. We weren't really trading that, waiting for CPI. And I was looking for buys after CPI, obviously, and we hit 164 again, the top of the previous intraday range, and we started coming down. So I was expecting a retest. We got a double bottom here, so we got a rejection once and a rejection twice. Clean entry goes again with all my plans on a key level as well, or a PPL as you pronounce on GJ, rejection. And the only issue, the way I should have managed this, is close. Once it fails to go higher and ranges like this, it's going to head down, or there's no point risking that if it does go up, right? So a lot of volume slowdown and price consolidating indicates to me there's not enough buyers in the market to push up, which is exactly what happened. Hit my SL. So in terms of management, trade entry, perfect to my opinion. We entered exactly where we wanted to at around 700 key level, and price just didn't want to keep going up. That's fine. It happens, right? Part of the plan. Plan there is just manage it a bit better. And then for another GJ buy, so we finally got down to 163, where I saw we could see potential reactions. We did. Key level to enter from is here, 163 200. I missed this one initially. I wasn't paying attention at the time. I was busy with work. And then I was looking for a retest of this key levels around here. So we got a bounce and rejection. So once it closed above, I'd argue a late entry. Yeah, I agree. To continue further up, we got 25 pips. We never really push any, we rejected no key level for me. I didn't have anything here. I was expecting a 700 touch at least. We didn't get that. And so we just bounced around 500 and then I closed once it broke these lows. Arguably again, yes, once it's bouncing, you could say to close. I couldn't manage this trade as much as I wanted to, so I just closed it once before I left. So in terms of trade management, I couldn't manage this one as much as I wanted to. But if you were in this trade, better entries down here, you would have got your 1 to 3, closed it at 500 and let the rest run or take the whole profit, right? So overall, not too bad day. I think the entries were near enough on point, apart from this last one. But the whole idea of where the direction of the price is going was all correct. And I think I'm quite impressed or happy with how it's gone compared to yesterday, right? So improving every day, keeping it steady and going into tomorrow where we can see. We'll be seeing PPI, like I mentioned, for USD. And I believe that is at 12.30. Yep, clocks have gone back, so it's at 12.30. And got retail sales as well month on month. So we need to keep out an eye on for that. And apart from that, there's no other real key indicators of data coming out. So for me, just take it slow till PPI. London session may provide some volume by itself without PPI for GJ especially. Then going into New York would be gold.